How to use Monday.com for real estate. So first and foremost, what you're going to do is you have to go to any web browser and then type Monday.com. Now you can sign up Monday.com using your email address and password, or you can sign in using your Google account. So to start, tap on Get Started. Wait for a couple of seconds. Here it is. For me, the easiest way is to just connect this to my Google account. Tap Connect with Google, and then you have to click your Google account. And now Money.com will ask you some questions, and all you have to do is to answer this and then continue. Some questions include how many people are you on your team, how many people work at your company, and so on. So these are just basic and simple questions that you need to answer before you create an account. But actually, some of this, you can just skip this part and then proceed directly to your Monday.com interface or dashboard. Okay, so one last question. How did you hear about us? You can answer this one. You can tap on other. Everything is up to you. After that, tap on continue. So for the next question, you are about to invite members or add your members here, or people that you want to include or add to your Monday.com, but actually you can skip the part. Now, Monday.com will ask you the name of your project, and here's real estate task. So I will be adding some tasks right here. I will be assigning this to my team members. I'm adding some relevant columns, but actually I can do this one later. Now proceed. Choose the view layout and then proceed or continue. Now, you can add here the list of your task or project, but let's just do that one later. And here is the dashboard. Here is the interface of Monday.com. As you can see, this is my task about real estate task. So here I will be adding the task, or I will be adding here a project, let's just say, and we'll assign this to specific people. So in the first column, you can add here real estate task, project, and so on. As you can see here, there is this person icon. This is the section where you can add or invite someone. Let's just say if that person is not a member here, or not yet a member here, or hasn't been added here, then you can just add their email address or invite them. Now, if they are already here on your Monday.com, all you have to do is to mention their name or email address and they will appear right away. So if you tap this one, you can assign this task or project to that specific member or person. And again, if you haven't added him or her, just invite him through or her through email address. Now we have here the status of the project or task. So you can say working on it, done, stock. You can also add a label here. So for example, I'm going to add canceled. So you can add it right here. Okay, and then apply. So you can just basically select from any of this to know if there are any progress with your task or project. For the date, you can select here the schedule or the deadline for this task. A small calendar will pop up and all you have to do is to select that specific date. And then lastly, we have here priority, so that your team member will know if they really need to do this task right away, or is it urgent or not. Now you can also add another label here. So as you can see, we have only here low, medium, high. I want to add a label and I want to add this as urgent, and then I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to add urgent right here, change the color into red so that they will be notified if this task or project really needs attention. So I want to select urgent, something like that. So you can change it later and add more labels. Now for the plus icon, this means we can add another field. Now there are tons of fields that we can use. So all you have to do is to click. So for example, I want to add files. So per task, I will be adding a file. It's like an instruction for them. instruction for a specific task, and all they need to do is to follow this instruction inside this file that I'm going to attach. Again, add another column, this time numbers, but actually this one's optional. In case that you want to add something, then you can add numbers here. And then another one, add column. Now I want to look for more properties and fields here. As you can see, there are tons of fields that you can add, and all you have to do is to click that one. So let's just say for this time, I wanted to add phone number of my team members. So I'm going to add the phone number here, their phone number one by one, and then that will be saved automatically. Okay, so you can add more columns, you can add more properties if you want to, and even add more labels if you want. So basically, this is how useful it is, or this is how useful Monday.com for projects related to real estate. And there are also tons of templates that you can use for your project. This is just a simple template for a real estate project or task. Below, you can add another task, or you can add here the tasks that are already complete. So as you can see, if I go to automation, you can connect your Monday.com to any of this here. You can also add like Google Drive, you can add Asana. There are lots of applications that you can use or connect once you automate your Monday.com. Now let's just say if you want to change the layout of this, like you don't want this list layout, you can tap this plus icon and then look again for another layout. So there is this Kanban, Gantt, calendar, everything is up to you. So let's just say I wanted to add another layout, calendar layout, then I can see all the tasks right away on a calendar layout view. Another one is that if I'm going to tap this plus icon and I want to view my project Kanban view, which is for me is the easiest because all you have to do is to just drag any finished task or any progress right here. All you have to do is to add labels and then just drag tasking or anything here, which is for me the easiest layout. Now, if you want to use also Gantt view, then you can just click this plus icon and look at your project or tasking in a Gantt layout view. Now here it is. Now you can add more members if you want. Okay, and then below you can add another project or another task. Everything is up to you. So basically, this is how you use Monday.com for real estate. Thank you for watching and see you again in our next video tutorials.